She's the ILWU Local 142's president. Donna?
Good morning, and thank you for coming. I do want to introduce a few people to my far left. Here is my left is a statewide Longshore Division Director, Nate Lum. I do also have Mike Yamaguchi. He represents the Oahu Division. And here to the right, we have Will Ching, also the Oahu Division, and Kenneth Ige. And I'm just excited, this being my first announcement as president, to announce that the ILWU Local 142 is endorsing Kirk Caldwell. I'm going to defer this to Kirk. This is an exciting announcement for us. As you know, that we do take our endorsements very seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Donna, is it okay if I stand up? Sure. Is that all right? Okay. You know, this really is a real honor to get the endorsement of the ILWU from not only the union leaders here sitting at the table, but also their members standing behind us. And then you see the pictures on the back wall that speaks volumes about the history of Hawaii and the impact that the ILWU has had on the lives of all of us through the path they've marched, starting way back in the 1920s and 30s, maybe even before then. So it's a distinct honor for two reasons. Number one, it is the only union that all three candidates for mayor, as far as I know, have sought the endorsement of. We all three of us marched down here. We sat at that end of this table. Big room, big table. It was filled with members of the ILWU Oahu Division and the Longshore Division. Two different interviews. And lots of questions. Lasted about an hour. They gave us a chance to do an opening and a closing, and in between we answered questions. And so I think it is significant that the ILWU and the Longshore have said, we endorse Kirk Caldwell over the other two candidates, one the sitting incumbent mayor, and the other one the former governor of the state of Hawaii. And I know the ILWU and the Longshore have endorsed these gentlemen in the past. They decided to step up and endorse me. And I think a large part of the reason, and they can speak in the question period, is that one thing that comes out loud and clear is that I'm a friend of working families on this island and in Hawaii in general, that I carry their values, that I carry their beliefs, and I want to fight to make this a better place for the working families of our community. And I think that came out in the interview process. So one, really honored that the ILWU, after interviewing all three candidates for mayor, said Kirk Caldwell is our choice in this coming election for mayor of the city and county of Honolulu. The other reason is because of the history you see on these back walls. You know, the ILWU started a march in Hawaii when we were still a territory, before we were a state, to bring about greater justice and equality for all of us. And for a long time, they walked the road pretty much by themselves against the most powerful interest that existed on these islands. And through their hard fight, through the never giving up, and in fact, some of their members actually dying, they were able to change Hawaii. And for me, I think of guys like Harry Komoku on the Big Island in Hilo in the 1930s, the town that I was raised in, born in Waipahu, but raised in Hilo. What they did to bring greater equality and justice and access for everyone in Hawaii, no matter whether you're a union member or not, so you have access to politics, to business, to the professions, to educational levels. All of those things happened because of what the ILWU did. And because of their hard work, someone like my wife, Donna Tanoy, that was born decades after they started this march, was able to become the bank commissioner of the state of Hawaii, to go on and become the chairwoman of the FDIC in Washington, D.C., and now sit as one of the vice chairs at Bank of Hawaii. I believe that wouldn't have happened but for what the ILWU did generations before. People like Harry, people like Aquan Nakarath, people like Harry Bridges, Jack Hall, and so many others that we don't know the names of, but fought on all these different plantations on each island and down at the docks. So I am humbled, and you know, I feel very emotional when I think about what they've done. So the last thing is where I'm really honored is that I think, I could be wrong, but I think I'm probably the first endorsement that the ILWU has made by their now president, Donna Domingo. And here's the point. The ILWU throughout its history has led the way for greater equality and justice in Hawaii. And they're speaking it today by electing and supporting their first woman president of the largest private union in our state. So they're still leading, and they're still setting an example for greater equality. And so to have Donna announce the endorsement has extra power and emotion for me that I'm never going to forget. And so as I go forward on this path to run for become the next mayor of the city and county of Honolulu, I want to run with the members of the ILWU. I want to be reminded on a daily basis of the values they carry in their heart, and to speak about those values and to fight for them. And when I become the next mayor of the city and county of Honolulu, to implement even further those values, whether it be greater pay equality for women in all levels of government, a cabinet that's more balanced for women, or just so many of the other issues that the city and county of Honolulu faces on a daily basis. And so with that, I'm going to open up to questions from anyone and everyone. And thank you again. I'm really honored. Thanks.
The left and right. The left and right.